Everyone, today we are going to discuss another topic, that is composite shafts in series. Now, we have discussed in previous lecture that shaft is made up of different material or can be made up of single material. Now, composite or stepped shaft is nothing but composite means made up of more than two material, and stepped means what? Whenever there are two different diameters. So here you can observe the diameter D1 and D2, that is called as the stepped shaft, because one diameter is less, another is somewhat more. Now when two or more shafts are connected in series or in parallel, made up of same or different material, is called as composite shafts. The shafts may consist of number of small shafts of different cross sections and lengths. It can be analyzed by considering the torque resisted by each torque separately, and then effects are clubbed together. So what it means? Whenever we are calculating, suppose elongation, stress or strain, that is calculated for individually first, means for this shaft, this number 1 first, and this then will be for calculated for number 2, and then its effect is clubbed together, means then 1 and 2 is added, that is means clubbed together. When shafts of different diameters and lengths are connected to each other, that is called as stepped shaft. Now here you can see shaft 1 is subjected to torque T1 and shaft 2 is subjected to torque T2. And theta 1 and theta 2 are the angle of twist. So what is the angle of twist? So it is nothing but the angle made by this particular center line whenever it is rotated or when torque is applied. So when torque is applied, this shaft will try to rotate, or there will be some deflection, and due to that deflection there will be slopes theta 1 and theta 2. Okay. Now we will discuss, there are two types of cases. First one is when shafts are arranged in series. Series means what? One after other. So this is first shaft, this is first, this will be second, or this may be first, this may be second, then another shaft will be there, that will be number 3. So when such a shafts are arranged in one by one, that is called as shaft in series. Okay, one after other. So when such a shafts are arranged in series, there are two important conditions. So condition 1 is total angle of twist is addition of both the angles. Suppose I want to know theta, total theta. So that total theta about certain point, suppose here, what is theta? That theta will be theta 1 plus theta 2. Means rotation or angular displacement of section 1 plus angular displacement of section 2, that is called as theta 1 and theta 2. And you know that theta is equal to, using torsion equation, T by J is equal to G theta by L, and where theta is equal to TL upon Gj. So for equation 1 it will be like this, and for 2 it will be like this. By adding these two, you will get the total angle theta. Okay. Now second condition is torques are same in series. Okay. So whenever such a shafts are arranged, then their torque will be same. Okay. T1 is equal to T2. So for series, you should consider two important conditions. When shafts are in series, slopes will be added, theta 1 plus theta 2, and torques are equated. Okay. And number 2, when they are arranged in parallel. Parallel means what? Now here there is a middle shaft. Suppose this is number 1 and this one is number 2. So middle one means what? This yellow colored is the solid shaft. Okay. And it is inserted in another hollow shaft. So this external is the hollow shaft. Okay. Because its internal diameter will be D1 and external will be D2. In that this D1 is inserted. Means there are two shafts. Yellow colored is one shaft and this violet colored is the other shaft. So these are the two shafts. Now they are parallel, exactly parallel to each other, and their lengths are also same. So whenever shafts are parallel, about the center line, their angle theta must be same. Okay, theta will be same. In previous case, what we seen? Here theta will be theta 1 plus theta 2. But when they are arranged in parallel, their slopes must be same because they are parallel to each other. Means this T1 L1 upon G1 J1 must be equal to T2 L2 upon G2 J2. And second condition will be torques will be added. Okay. Now in previous case torques were equated, theta were added. Now when they are parallel, theta will be equated and torques will be added. Means to find out the total torque T, this total torque T, it will be torque transferred by middle shaft plus torque transferred by this outer hollow shaft. So this T1 plus T2 will be the total torque transmitted by shaft in parallel. Okay. So definitely there are few problems on this shaft in series and parallel. So very carefully use this condition while solving the problems. Now see first simple example. The allowable shear stress in the brass. So this material is shown as a brass. Okay. Allowable shear stress in the brass. So this is brass. 80 MPa and in steel 100 MPa. The shear stress in brass is given 80 MPa, okay, and shear stress in steel is given 100 MPa. Find the maximum torque that can be applied in the step shaft shown in figure. Also find the rotation at free end with respect to fixed end if GB means modulus of rigidity of brass 40 kilonewton per meter square and GS is 80 kilonewton per meter square. Now just see figure given is shafts are in series. Diameter of the first shaft is 80 mm, second shaft is 60 mm, length of first shaft is 1 meter that is 1000 mm, length of second shaft 1.2 meter means 1200 mm multiplied by 1000. Diameter of first shaft D1 is written, D2 is written GB. Now GB means modulus of rigidity. It is given in kilonewton mm square. Kilonewton का न्यूटन करने के लिए multiplied by 10 to power 3. So 40 into 10 to power 3 Newton per mm square, that is GB, and GS is 80 into 10 to power 3 Newton per mm square. Now while solving this particular type of problem, so here we know that torques are same. So torques are same means what? So at the outer end here T is acting, okay, clockwise T is acting, means to balance this here at this end there must be anti-clockwise T. Whenever here anti-clockwise T, here it must be clockwise T at this end, and then there will be anti-clockwise T at this end. Means if torque T is acting here, if torque T is acting at this end, here there must be anti-clockwise torque of same magnitude T. Okay, and if you separate this diagram, the torque will apply like this: clockwise, anti-clockwise, clockwise, anti-clockwise. So net effect at the end should be anti-clockwise torque acting at fixed end. Okay, now here shear stresses are given. So as shafts are kept in parallel and shear stresses are given, so use the let T be the torque in the shaft and using the equation of shear stress using torsion formula T by J is equal to tau by R. So keeping T as it is, J pi by 32 d raised to 4, it is for bar AB. So take all the dimensions of bar AB. Tau for that brass bar is given as 80. The radius of that brass bar will be 40 because the diameter is 80. Okay. By solving this, we will get the torque transmitted by brass. That is nothing but 8.042 into 10 to power 3, 10 to power 6 Newton mm. Now similarly calculate torque transmitted by steel, because here diameter, why it is different here? Because here diameter of that particular bar is different and shear stress is also given different. Once we are calling that tau is same, and here we are calculating tau separate. It is not like that. Tau is definitely same, but here as maximum torques are given for each bar different, as the diameter are different, torques transmitted are different. For upper side we are always considering lesser diameter. For lesser diameter carrying 80 MPa shear stress, means even though it is carrying more, but whenever we are designing the member at that time we are always taking the safe torque that is lesser one. Okay, so whenever this shear stress is 80, for that we are normally considering the torque. Okay, because here this value of shear stress is 80, so lesser bar should be safe. Bigger diameter will be definitely will be safe, but lesser bar should be safe, and it transmitting 8.042 into 10 to power 6 Newton mm torque. So for our first what they are asked to calculate, find the rotation, find the maximum torque that can be transferred. Maximum means what? Why we have obtained two values here? Here two different shear stresses are mentioned. That's why for shear stress ET we have calculated torque T. For shear stress 100 we have calculated torque T. And you have to calculate the maximum torque as per our first question, first requirement. And maximum torque is nothing but this one. Okay. So this was our first unknown. Find out the maximum torque. Now second one, also find the rotation at the free end. Rotation means what? Slope, angular displacement. You have to calculate the rotation means theta. So maximum torque T is 8.042. For maximum torque we will find the slope. Rotation at the free end is theta equal to theta 1 plus theta 2. When shafts are in series, at that time these slopes are added. Okay, so this is the parameters of brass, these are the parameters of steel, and here you can see I have not written separate values of T because T are safe or same, which is safe. So here we are taking maximum value of T, and that we are going to use here. So by taking this T common and putting all these values L1, GB, everything, polar moment of inertia, model of rigidity, you will get the theta, that is the rotation at the free end, 0.5878 radians. Okay, so radians, it can be converted into degrees multiplying by 180 by pi. If you multiply by 180 by pi, so here you will get this slope or rotation in degrees. Okay, so this is about first problem. Now see second problem. Here also this shaft is in series, but you observe the shaft. Here three different torques are acting. Okay, in this type of shaft, T will not be same in each torque. Whenever only one T is acting, torque is acting, that will be same in all the rods, all the shafts. But here torque on first is 880, means this particular torque is just subjected to 880 Newton meter torque. But whenever you are coming to torque 2, this torque 2 is subjected to this 880, this given 2200 plus 880. Means this addition of 2 will be the total torque applicable on shaft 2. And similarly on torque 3, it will be 3300 given, means acting on 1 plus 2200 plus 880, means torque acting on this particular section 3 will be addition of all the 3. Then and then your effect will be correct. Okay, so first of all write down given things. So here couples acting shown on the figure. Couples means nothing but torque. Okay, the length of each segment is 0.5 meter. हर एक का लेंथ कितना है 0.5 मीटर 0.5 मीटर 0.5 मीटर, it is same. And diameters are 80 mm, 60 mm, 40 mm. So this diameter is 80, it is 60, it is 40 mm. If G is 80 GPa, if G is 80 GPa means what? It is the same material. G is 80 GPa, 80 into 10 to power 3 MPa. So G is same for all the three cross sections. Now you have to calculate the find the angle of twist at the free end. Means total free end में theta कितना है वो हमें find out करना है. So this is shaft in series, means to calculate this total theta, you have to add theta 1 plus theta 2 plus theta 3. And torque in each bar will be, on first shaft it is 880, on second shaft 2200 plus 880, and on third it will be addition of all the three torques. Now see, first of all, find out polar moment of inertia. Pi by 32 d1 raised to 4 is pi by 32 d raised to 4 means 80 raised to 4. Similarly, for second section, it is 60 raised to 4. For third section, it is 40 raised to 4. Means for all the three sections, or three shafts, three polar moment of inertias. Now lengths are same for each segment, so it is 500 mm, that is 0.5 meters. Then T1, torque acting on shaft 1. Okay, 1 means what? Sorry, 3. This one. Here it is 3. On 3 it is 880 Newton meter. It is Newton meter. Means meter का हमें mm में convert करना है. So 880 into 10 to power 3 Newton mm. For second, already I have explained this, 2200 plus 880. Then it will be 3000 dt into 10 to power 3. On third, it will be the addition of all the three. It will be 6380 into 10 to power 3 Newton mm. Then to find the total angle of twist, theta will be equal to theta 1 plus theta 2 plus theta 3. That is theta EB plus theta BC plus theta CD. Then you just put the formula for theta. Theta is equal to TL by GG. So for section 1 it will be 1 1. Okay. For section 2, for section 3, you put all these terms. Here length is same, if you take this L1, L2, L3 common, it is same for all the three sections. G is same, so L and G you take it common, and the remaining terms are only torque and G, polar moment of inertia. Okay, you just add all the three things, then here you will get that theta as 0.1752 radians, and in degrees it will be 180 upon pi. So in this way you will get the total angle of twist at the free end by adding all the three thetas here. Okay. Now see section 3 or problem 3. So this is one of the typical problem. You should see carefully. A stepped shaft is subjected to a torque as shown in figure. Determine the angle of twist at the free end. Take G is ETGPA and find the maximum shear stress in the shaft. यहाँ पे हमें find out करना है angle of twist means theta at the free end, and you have to also calculate the maximum shear stress. So see, G is common for all the three sections. G is common. It is 80 into 10 to power 3 megapascal MPa. Then find out this polar moment of inertia for each bar. So first one is hollow one. Here it is, you can see dotted line is given, means external diameter is 100 and internal is 80. So pi by 32 capital D raised to 4 minus small d raised to 4. You will get polar mi for section 1. Similarly find out polar mi for section 2. Similarly find out polar mi for section 3. Okay. So you will get J1, J2, J3. Now here important one, observe this all the torques. In previous case, all the torques in anti-clockwise direction. Now here you can see this problem. All the torques are in one direction. Okay, so that's why we have added them. But now here you can see this torque is anti-clockwise, this torque is clockwise. Again this torque is anti-clockwise. So whenever such a torques are applied in opposite direction, so you should consider their effects. Okay, so this torque is applied like this, means you have to cut all the three parts separately. इसको CD को separate cut करो. On CD you will see that this anti-clockwise is acting at D, means clockwise should act at C. Okay, when you are taking second cross section, clockwise is 2 here, and here at the C anti-clockwise 1 is there. So net effect will be 2 minus this 1, it will be 1. Means on middle section only 1 kilonewton meter moment will act or torque will act, because we are starting from this point and they are connected, means this 1 kilonewton should be deducted from this 2, because it is anti-clockwise, this is clockwise. Okay, so whenever you are taking torque acting on this 3, number 3, what will be added? This will be, suppose, anti-clockwise 3 plus clockwise 2. Suppose you have taken anti-clockwise negative, so minus 3. It will be clockwise 2 means plus 2 Okay, and this is again anti-clockwise 1, it will be minus 1, it will be minus 1. This total minus will be minus 4 minus 2, means in the last section only 2 kilonewton meter torque is applicable. Okay, now I have shown calculation here. Torque in T3 will be 1, this will be 1 anti-clockwise, then here 1 will be clockwise, then here 1 will be anti-clockwise, and here applied is 2. That from 2 this one should be deducted, is in the middle portion only 1 kilonewton is acting, that is positive. And on section 3 it will be, this is anti-clockwise 3 actual acting, and here it is, this one is 1. Okay, 3 is acting here anti-clockwise, and here it is 1, that 1 will be clockwise here, it is anti-clockwise here means clockwise here. This 1 is clockwise, anti-clockwise is 3 actually acting on the figure. Here it is 3 acting. So that 3 minus this 1, you will get this 2 value. Okay. How it is 2? Actual acting is 3. Here I have written. And to balance this, at this end it is anti-clockwise, means here it is clockwise 1. This clockwise 1 applicable 3. From 3 if you deduct 1, you will get the 2, and that 2 will be in anti-clockwise direction. So that's why I have shown this 2 anti-clockwise. These are the actual torques acting in individual section. After getting the torque value, you should write anti-clockwise negative. So here it is anti-clockwise means negative, here it is anti-clockwise means negative, and this will be positive. So here you take the formula for angle of theta, angle theta. So angle of twist at the free end will be theta 1 plus theta 2 plus theta 3, but theta 1 and theta 3 are anti-clockwise torques, and that's why they are negative here, and this middle one is positive. Okay, so by putting all the values here, G is common. Okay, here you can see 80, 80, 80. G is common, lengths are different. So T1, L1, you put all the things here. So section 1 carrying 2 kilonewton meter torque. So it is kilonewton meter. That's why here power is 6. This torque, if you observe, it is 2 kilonewton meter. That is in section 1. This is section 1. This is section 2. This is section 3. 2 kilonewton meter. It is not Newton meter. It is 2 kilonewton meter means what? किलोन्यूटन का न्यूटन करने के लिए आपको 1010 टू पावर 3 से मल्टीप्लाई करना पड़ेगा, और मीटर का mm में करने के लिए 10 टू पावर 3, इस टोटल 10 टू पावर 6 करना पड़ेगा. Okay, so 2 into 10 to power 6, here you can see. Similarly for 1 into 10 to power 6, 1 into 10 to power 6. By adding all the three slopes, this and this is negative, middle one is positive, and you will get the value of theta or slope in radians. 4.96 to 10 to power minus 3 radian. This is minus 3 radians. If you want to convert it into theta, it will be 180 upon pi, multiply by 180 upon pi. So in this way, you should solve the problem whenever torques of different magnitude is acting. Now in the same problem, I think another one value is missing. Initially we have calculated angle of twist. Now you have to calculate maximum shear stress in each shaft. So to find maximum shear stress, you just see shear stress in part EB, tau EB equal to T into R by J, means torque in that particular EB into radius of EB into polar moment of inertia of EB. By solving this, you will get shear stress in torque EB. Similarly, for part BC, you consider all these dimensions of BC, diameter of BC, polar moment of BC, and moment in BC. Similarly, for CD, torque in CD, radius of CD, polar moment of area of CD, then you will get the value of shear stress 23.79. If we compare all the three values, here maximum one is 23.79, and that is nothing but the maximum shear stress. In the problem, they have asked us to calculate the maximum shear stress in the shaft, and shear is always maximum in the lesser diameter. Blindly you can directly find out the stress in less diameter. No need to show this calculation for all the three parts. EB and BC के लिए जरूरी नहीं, because CD is the outer portion having lesser diameter of 60 mm or radius is 30 mm. So definitely shear stress will be maximum in lesser diameter, and that's why this is the maximum value of shear stress. Okay, so in this way you have to solve the problem when shafts are kept in series. Now in next lecture we will discuss shafts are connected in parallel. Okay, so till then bye, and just go through this video again and again and try to solve these problems. Thank you very much.